We all know why we are here. Our financial situation is in ruins. I need an update from everyone now.
Earthquake Miley came in like a wrecking ball. And we have already spent billions on recovering the damages without taking into account the losses that we've incurred due to the fall in production capacity and exports. Furthermore, the fall in demand due to the recession has made everything worse.
Our healthcare subsidies are also way too extensive. They cover everything from cancer to the common cold. Moreover, the subsidies on tertiary education are way too extensive. They are completely useless.
The fleet of F-35s has cost us $24 billion.
Which in my opinion is a complete waste of money.
Okay, the last thing we need is an internal conflict. We are only as strong as our weakest link.
We need to stop giving out unemployment benefits. The people are not working for their money.
So we have all these problems and no way to cut our expenditure to reduce our deficit. Does anyone have any idea?
Austerity.
The government has decided to implement austerity measures in order to counteract the growing government debt.
Yes, we've borrowed too much money to fund various state projects and are unable to pay it back, leading to a huge debt.
Can you explain what this debt means?
Alright, so let's say you borrow lots of money from your friends to buy lots of stuff. Eventually, your friends will notice your high spending habits and will be afraid to lend you more money. Thus, they will charge you higher interest rates to compensate for the higher risk of lending you money. In the real world, high interest rates are bad for the private sector and the whole economy. Thus, governments should raise taxes and cut back on spending. These are called austerity measures.
So what does austerity mean to us?
Well, firstly, governments will raise taxes and cut back on subsidies.
Hey, my school fees. Lamp. Dad, there's been an increase in school fees from $300 to $500.
Look, financial assistance will now only be provided to families with a monthly income of $3,000 or less, and subsidies have been cut by 50%.
Income tax rates have also increased. I'll have to work overtime now. Perhaps it's time to ask for some help. Jeannie, I need some help.
Employment rates, even in the education sector, might fall.
Okay then, any questions?
Yes, are the crops spoiled? Because all newspapers say that unemployment is on the rise.
No, that's rice, not rise. Here's why. When the government cuts spending, that means that G falls. This means that when G falls, the AD of the economy falls, and the national output also falls more than proportionately due to the reverse multiplier effect.
So what's so bad about national output falling?
Falling national output means lower tax revenue for the government, and the government's debt can even increase as a result. Also, with a lower GDP, this implies firms need less labor, leading to higher levels of unemployment in the economy.
I wish I was unemployed. Then I could play all day.
But watch out. In the long term, hysteresis might occur. This means that the unemployed lose their skills and they cannot contribute to the economy as effectively. Thus, the productive capacity is lowered.
Oh no, I hope you didn't get fired.
Don't worry. It doesn't make sense for the government to cut education spending. After all, that would just lead to a less productive workforce in the future, and nobody wants that. So, I'm immune. Hi, Mr. Principal. You're fired.
The fact is, the budget will probably be cut in most areas.
Oh yes, the military budget has been recently reduced in an attempt to cut costs. For instance, during the military service parade earlier today, new recruits were presented with water guns instead of rifles. Is austerity really good?
Well, assuming the government can reduce its debt in the long term, this would restore confidence and reduce uncertainty in the market, which will also help stimulate the economy. However, we'll have to endure much pain in the short run.
Is austerity the only way?
The government can also flood the economy with cheap money. This will help stimulate the economy, especially private investment. Hopefully, the economy will grow, and this will mean increased tax revenues from households and firms, helping the government reduce their debt. However, this can also lead to problems in the long run.
Well, sounds like tough times ahead. Good luck to us. Any last words you would like to add to end off with an oomph?
Oomph!